Hey everyone, it's Hannah and today I am filming in my spare room while my daughter sleeps. We've had about 10 centimeters of snow this morning, so yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do many jobs on the plot today, but it's a good day to check on the chilies. So I sowed them exactly 7 days ago, and I haven't inserted the footage from that into the vlogs because it was just making them too long. So I thought I'd do a separate chili growing video. So at first I'll go through the sowing and what varieties I'm growing. This will include sweet peppers and aubergines as well. And then we'll jump into the current situation a week down the line. And I'm hoping I will also include, well, if I'm doing this video, I will also include the 2 weeks down the line and the pricking out. So here you go, here's the sewing. So it's Sunday evening and I'm inside just watching the what's it called? The Perfect Planet documentary on TV, and I'm gonna sow my chili seeds. So I've got a tray of compost mixed with vermiculite. It was already wet when I brought it in the house, and I've left it on top of the radiator for 2 days, so it's not ice cold. And I don't have a heated propagator, so the way I've done it in the past is just to keep them on a windowsill that sits above a radiator, and in winter that works well. We have the heating on, but it doesn't fluctuate, you know. So it worked well with the germination last year and the year before, so that's what I'm going to do. And then I have a lid, a plastic see-through lid, to just keep the moisture in for the germination stage. And then I do have a grow light, so it's the first time starting my chilies, and aubergines and sweet peppers this early, but I had such an abysmal crop last year. I don't want to have the same problem again. I'm going to turn that down a bit. So I'm gonna try starting them this early. I would never recommend this unless you have a grow light, because there's just no point. They're just gonna grow really, really leggy, and they will have to wait inside your house until after the last risk of frost. So for me that's mid-May, so it's a very long time. And my windows are really, really, really small, and there's just not enough space really, or enough light for them to be happy. So yeah, but I'm gonna try it this year, and I will still have more seeds to sow mid-February or end of February when I would normally start, in case these don't germinate. So I thought I'd go through what I'm gonna grow then. So the sweet peppers include these sweet Turkish peppers, which I won actually in a little seed giveaway competition. They're just home saved seed, but they should be great. And then we have 2 purple varieties. So this Purple Beauty, it is a true purple, whilst this tequila one is purple when it's not ripe, so it will change into all the shades basically, and I think it goes into a, what does it say, a deep red, yeah, when it's ripe. So this one you eat purple, but this one is just purple through the growing. And then there's the lipstick early sweet pepper, and they're just gorgeous red, perfectly shaped ones. And I grew the padron pepper last year, so my sweet peppers did all right. The chilies and the aubergines not so much, but the padron was great and was one of my favorites. These ones were free, I think. Yeah, I'm free. And yeah, they did really well, and they're just gorgeous yellow peppers. And the sweet banana ones, you can eat them at this color, stuff them or whatever, but you can also let them ripen into red if you want. And I like both types. And then for the aubergines, I've got 2 varieties. So this is the Black Beauty aubergine, and this is the early Czech. Oh my god, come on. And they're both early, right? Because that's what you need. So we'll see which one does best. So I thought I'd try 2 new varieties this year, because the long early purple just did so poorly. And then for the chilies, so I really loved this one last year. It was the one chili pepper that did okay, lemon drop, and it has the most amazing flavor. I never tasted anything like it. And yeah, it's hot, right? But it also tastes of lemon, so it's a really, really nice one to grow. The packet says that you should grow all the seeds in the packet because they have such variable germination. However, they all germinated last year, so I'm not going to do that this year. And then this one, Nigel's Outdoor Green Chili, supposedly you can grow outside in the UK. It didn't work last year, but then it was such an abysmal year, so I'm not surprised. And this is a cool variety. The Alberto's Rotoco pepper is one of them with black seeds and black, you know, the white flesh inside a pepper? Well, that's black on this one. So how cool are they? And otherwise the pepper is just red, deep dark red. And this one is so cool as well. It's more of a smoky pepper, so heat free. And that's sort of the way I've gone this year. I know some of the ones I've just gone through are spicy, but a lot of them are not so hot because I found I really like the flavor of actual chili pepper without the heat. So these jalapenos, you know, I grew them last year, but it did not produce much, so I'm going to give them another go. This is Hungarian hot wax. They did alright, got a few of those, but I think it should be much more prolific, so we'll see how they do this year. And then these, the Chinese dragon tongue, so they're more like the classic ones you buy in the shop, you know, loads of them, like long, thin ones. So we'll see how they go. So here are the ones I'm quite excited about. So this one, the apricot, it's only 700 on the Scoville scale. But yeah, so practically no heat, but gorgeous looking and supposedly very flavorful. And then this one is an apple crisp. It's only 400 on the Scoville scale. And it says, the fruit of this chili is not like nothing else you'll have ever tried before. So yeah, this is so cool, isn't it? The ripe fruit are very mild and sweet, and the whole fruit can be eaten out of the hand like an apple. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty excited. Tinkerbell. It is 12,000, so we're getting a little bit spice here, but it looks like it should be like a super spicy one, right? And it's a really cool shape. And then this one, I just had to buy it. It's like a variegated chili, so you could just use it as a plant in your house, and I will definitely try to overwinter these inside. They are very hot. After all that I just said, but I just had to buy it. So the stems are purple and the leaves a vibrant mix of green, purple, pink and white. Yeah, so those are my varieties I'm growing this year. So you will probably know if you are thinking about growing chilies, but they are from warm climates and they need compost that is warm to germinate. That's why people have great success with heated propagators, and that's why I'm keeping my tray on top of the radiator for the germination. They also want their compost moist, and you should never let it dry out, but obviously with all seeds it shouldn't be wet, right? So having the clear plastic lid on top will help keeping the moisture in, because it's on the heat, right? So the compost has potential of drying faster, but keeping the lid on will help with that. So I'm using a tray and I'm going to sow mine in rows with the label sitting in, and then I'm going to prick them out when they're about yay high. So I'm going to try and squeeze all these seeds into one tray, and yeah, wish me luck. So that's all the chili seeds sown. You don't want to put them too deep like with most seeds, but I'm going to cover these up. And I've sown them in rows, so it should be fairly easy to identify which one's which. One thing to remember with chili seeds is that just like the fruit of the fresh fruit, the chili seeds are the spicy bits. So these seeds, if they're from a spicy chili, it actually leaves a chili heat on your hands. So maybe you want to use gloves when you plant them up. Right, there's only the sweet peppers and the aubergines left to do. So you just have to remember, you can take 2-3 weeks for some of these to germinate, so be patient. The white seeded ones are fairly easy to sow, but the Rotoko, the one with the black seeds, I mean, I have no idea where they are, but I think I covered them. Let's hope so. This is where they are now, and you can see it's snow outside and they're all in here being all cozy. So they're on top of the radiator, and then they have this grow light on top, and it generates quite a lot of heat, so it is pretty toasty in there. And a week later there are a few seedlings up already, so I'll take the lid off and we can have a closer look. So the first one that came up was a Hungarian hot wax seedling. It's the only one so far, but a few other ones have showed up lately. So that's a Chinese dragon tongue, and I've got some other ones here. The Tinkerbell, and then let's see. So these are all aubergines, Black Beauty aubergines, and I think all those seeds are coming up actually. And here you can just about see the lemon drop chilies are coming up as well. And here, oh, sorry, tricky filming. I don't know, it'll be one of these two. It sort of sits in the middle, and yeah, so my system obviously failed. So we'll see when the rest in the 2 rows come up. It'll be more obvious. And then there's this little seedling, which I'm not even sure is a chili seed or a sweet pepper or an aubergine, because it looks odd and it could be a weed seed. You never know, do you? But yeah, so that's where we're at a week after sowing. So I've watered with my water sprayer once already, because it is quite warm on top there. I think I need to do it again today. So it's quite good to not water this tray from the bottom, because it will cool down the compost quite a lot with that amount of water, and it is always too easy to overwater your seeds. They don't need as much as you think. So I'm gonna just spray it over and then put the lid back on. So you keep the lid on to keep the moisture level up, because you're having on a heat source, right? The compost would dry out too fast otherwise. So you don't want it to be too dry and you don't want it to be too wet. So there's a good balance there. But yeah, so I'm hoping for quite a lot of action now over the next week. But some chili seeds can take up to 5 weeks to germinate, so you have to be patient. And because of that, it is a good idea, if you have the space on your heat source, for pots where you can sow each variety in a pot. You can sow several seeds in the pot, but if you have them all separate, then you know, when you need to prick them out, you sort of don't risk disturbing ungerminated seeds by pricking out seeds from the neighboring row, as I will have to do in this seed tray at some point. But I don't have the option of having lots of pots here. Maybe sometime in the future I can upgrade my system, but it worked fine last year. And yeah, you don't need too many of each plant, do you? At least I don't. But yeah, but it's a sign of things to come. There they are, tucked back in, and I'm just about to go outside. I think the dog wants to stay inside though, do you? We've been outside a lot already today. Yeah, it'll just be me probably. But yeah, I keep checking so often, and yeah, things are happening fast now. So fun. Hi everyone, I'm inside my house again. So this is now 15 days since I sowed the chilies, aubergines and peppers, and I think almost all of them, well, every variety has showed up, but it's not 100% germination. But it's good enough, and I wasn't expecting more than that. However, time has got away from me, and the they have gone a bit too big really for my comfort zone for pricking out, but yeah, I've got to do it. So it's too cold, it's like 4 degrees outside, and I can't do it outside basically, so I'm gonna have to do it inside on the rug. Don't tell my partner. And then yeah, I mean, it was gonna be 12 degrees tomorrow outside, so I could have done it then, but yeah, I don't think I can wait another day, so I'm just gonna plow ahead and do it. But yeah, they're looking pretty good, I must say. I'm very excited. So here they all are. Oh, that's the dog sighing. As you can see, there's a fair few in there. So yeah, time to get them off the radiator. They don't need any the heat anymore, and get the proper grow light set up. So here they are. Aubergines are quite large. This is the Purple Beauty, and I see why people rave on about it, because all of them came up at exactly the same time, and they are definitely the biggest out of here. And this is the Calico Chilli Pepper. It's a variegated variety, and it's got purple leaves. Beautiful. Alright, and so I'm gonna put them into this kind of tray. It means I'm gonna have to pot them on again fairly soon, but they're gonna fill these up with roots, and it means that I can fill this in now with as many of these as possible, and then I can make the decision which ones to keep after I see how they do in this tray. So you want to be very careful getting them out. So this variety is early jalapeno, and I've only got 2 that have germinated so far. So we're gonna see if we can gently try to coax them up. And there we are. Let's try to get this off. That's a big lump. Right, so it's not the best root, and it's got a really long stem, so I'm gonna bury it deep. That's why I like these trays here. The other one is slightly better. So just start by making a deep hole, and then place it in, and then I use the weight of the dibber to make sure it's all the way down, and then just firm it in. You don't want the leaves touching the compost, because that might give dampening off issues, but you want it as far down as possible. So it doesn't matter if the root of the chili plant doesn't run, you know, perfectly straight down. It can turn upside down and whatever, it'll find its way. Here we go, and then I just put the label in. So this quite clearly shows you the difference and why I like to prick them out sooner rather than later. So this calico has got 2 true leaves coming quite well developed and a root system to match that. If instead I'd gone for them when they were still this small and only had the 2 first leaves, a much more manageable root system. So when you prick these out, you're much more likely to damage it, while this one, less likely so, and it's much quicker to do. So, yeah, it's still possible to do at this stage, but I much prefer to do at this stage. And of these two, this one might still do better. So bigger isn't always better at this stage. Right, so I've finished all the hot chili peppers now, and germination has been very good. So I'm happy about that, and I don't think I managed to ruin any of them, so that's also good. And I had spares. I'm using the grow light to give some light in this dark room. It's actually a really overcast day, but sitting here makes me feel like it's like bright sunshine. Yeah, so I've got the sweet peppers and the aubergines left to do, so yeah, let's keep going. So I'm finished. It wasn't too much wastage, I think. I actually have some spare spaces on the tray, which is a bit annoying. I should have done my math before I started. But, you know, I don't need more than 4 of each variety, really. I'm not going to be able to keep 4 of each, so it's definitely enough. Some of them only had 2. Like, for example, the early Czech aubergine and the sweet banana pepper only had 2 germinated, which I'm surprised about. The ones I thought would be tricky were the rotoco and the calico and the lemon drop. They've got loads, so you know. Anyway, so I'm gonna put this whole tray in the bath to soak, and then I'm gonna set up the grow light for them, and away we go.